A practice that you only envision from a defensive perspective, one that is plentiful with turnovers, one that watches a defense pursue and swarm to a football and play with the fanatical effort that has been what our identity from the beginning of time. I thought the defense answered the bell today and came out and played spectacular in a situation practice where coming out or backed up for the defense was needed. A 4-minute drill from the -10 with a minute or less on the clock. A defense that pushes back and creates a turnover situation on downs to give an offense an opportunity to win a football game. Can't speak enough about the defensive play today. Clayton Johnson was spectacular in his interceptions on the day. I thought our defensive line created push and rush, and I thought Andrew Mortel had probably his best day of the spring.
On the offensive side, through the spring, how much stuff have you installed? How much is different from last year? Anything new?
Well, we've installed just about everything. We got a little bit more to go on Saturday, and we'll have some final things from a special teams standpoint as well. Game deciding things to hurry a field goal unit on the field, a hands team, a surprise onside. How to finish out a game in the greatest formation of all, in victory from an offensive standpoint. So we still, we've tapped on those things, but we'll continue to work on those leading into our finale, which is on the 20th in our spring game.
But are there some new things you've integrated versus last year's packages, or is it a lot of the same stuff, just getting the new group up to speed?
Yeah, getting the new group up to speed.
Gotcha.
Frank, what specifically about Clayton Johnson stood out today? He's pretty good for you guys last year. Suffered injury towards the end of the
making plays on the ball. I thought he did a really good job of gauging the flight of the football and then going up high, pointing it, and fighting for contested balls and coming out victorious. He had several picks on the day, and I thought that's indicative of what we want in our secondary.
About a week and a half away from the spring game. What do you hope to accomplish in these last few practices?
Just to continue to develop our football team from an offensive standpoint, to create explosive plays, to create matchup problems from a defensive standpoint, to create turnovers, to play with passion and energy, pursuing to the football with a piranha-like mentality, to give us every opportunity to be the physical, fast football team we desire to be.
We asked about Coach Castle early in the process, but seeing him in a couple weeks here, what has he brought to your guys' offense?
Innovativeness. I think he's a guy that shows ingenuity and play disguise and play selection of what to call, when to call it, and put the right people in position to make those plays. Just really think he's on the cutting edge of modern football and the things that we're trying to accomplish as an offense.
Have his contributions led to that uptick in explosive plays that you talked about?
I think so. I certainly think so. I think he has an aggressive mentality that allows us to play at a higher tempo often, and certainly more than we have in the past. And so we're going a lot faster than we have.
When you guys get in scrimmage situations, does he have freedom to kind of call it as he sees it and make adjustments, or is a lot of that scripted?
Well, depends. This Saturday, it'll be call it. So this one in particular will be call it just as it is, and it'll have every variation that you could possibly have, including special teams. So it'll be our first or our greatest game day simulation in this Saturday's. Others have been controlled at times. But this one will give us a chance to try every very situation that could come up in a game.
You mentioned that he sort of eased communication between the coaching staff and between the players. How have you seen that process impact the offense through the spring here?
Just our ability and understanding. I think he relates extremely well to those guys. I think he's very approachable. His communication skills are exactly where they need to be for our team, for our personnel, for those guys to have comfort in asking a question, and even when they don't understand it, to say that, I don't understand it, and he give it to them in a manner that they can receive it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time.